recording last week was an amazing week. Those that maybe have not tuned in last week, what we had was the EU Recovery Fund. Obviously, the grant wasn't the full amount. However, whatever figures there were, we did get to the high ends of the 116 and the 117 handle, as you probably saw on today. We do have other fundamentals this week as well. That's quite crucial. We've got the FOMC, which I'll be looking at the yield curve, because if we look at a 10-year, it's at a very interesting area. Like I said last week, we had a euro 200 pip move. That is amazing. 14.5 all the way to 16, and now 17. Earnings as well. It is the earnings season, so we do have Facebook, we do have Amazon, and the various other tech giants out there. But Nasdaq is at a crucial area as well. Gold and silver hitting those highs again. Gold will reach 2,000 marks now, because we are at the highest levels. Going straight forward to the euro. Looking at the weekly, I did post this on the group that we have on the monthly. This is looking at the weekly, and this trend line has been hit many times. Now I am looking for any sort of pullback. We could hit the 118 area because the momentum we've had. However, a pullback near the 115 areas would be appreciated for sure. Going for the daily, which is a bit more aspects on what you can see for the week ahead. Yes, we got to the kind of lower ends of the 117 areas. Perhaps a little bit of a pullback to 116 low ends, and I'm hoping the 115.5 areas, then big push to the 118 areas. And if we get a bit more higher, you got the 119 area. But remember, the market moves in waves. You don't want to suffer the FOMO and buy now, and the market goes on, taking profit, de-risking, you could say. Going through Kiwi, you got the weekly, still one of my favorites. Okay, kind of in a wedge formation, but we're at a key area. Look at that, right? So could we get a pullback and push forward? Let's see on the daily what's going to go happen for the week ahead. Just look at that. Very key levels, which I was looking at Sunday, open, very bullish. Perhaps a little bit of a pullback to the 126.5 areas, maybe even to the 127.5 areas, and go to the 128, 129 areas, and maybe the lower areas of 130 is where I'm really looking at as well. And also we could target the 1618, which is the 132 areas. Like I said, the market moves in waves. Try and stay patient and wait for the pullbacks for sure. Aussie, last week, really hit that key area we're looking at for the last few weeks. Hit the 200 EMA. Yes, I expect a pullback. But, during the week, middle of the week, we do have the FOMC, so that'll be crucial as well. So, yeah, pullback would be appreciated, maybe to the 168 areas for sure. Looking at daily from last week, hit the area of the 117, high areas. Pullback is appreciated if it goes below the 0.17.5 handle. Okay, then we can see the 69 areas and maybe the 68 areas, which is near the 50 EMA. Okay, but you do want to look at the Kiwi as well, which moves similar to the Aussie as well. So looking at the weekly, we'll be looking at the channel that we've been following, the 200 EMA. We've got this reach level of the 0.66 high areas, looking for the pullback probably around the 0.64 areas. But let's go on to daily to see much more of what will happen from the week ahead. I'm not changing areas as you can see, but we did get that pullback here. I would like a further decline, maybe to the 65.5 areas. If not, it's fine. Maybe reach the 67 lower end areas. But again, like I said, the pullback would be appreciated on any of these currency pairs on the majors. Looking at Looney, it actually was my favorite last week for sure, because we had this bearish momentum at a key area now. Why is it a key area? Just look at the areas here. When it did hit this area, support and resistance was quite crucial. We've got a trend line here as well that I've drawn. Below the 133 area, I'll be going over to the 132 area and probably the 131 area, which matches with the 200 even as well. But let's look at the daily, let's look for the week ahead. Consolidation a bit. Below these areas, you could target the 133 areas. Anywhere lower, for sure we're going to hit the 132 areas. Then go for the 1618, the 130 areas as well. But it did come out of this beautiful consolidation, which we were in for weeks. So Swiss, I think Dan's going over, so I'll leave that to him. But looking at the yen had a really nice move. I'm quite shocked with yen. Some people are saying, it's what's backing this currency right now, and I've spoken to a lot more other traders as well, and they're saying mergers and acquisitions, and if that's the case, fair enough. But looking at technicals, could it be heading low into the 104 areas, 103 areas? Let's check that on the daily. Bearish momentum from last week. I've drawn a bit of a channel here. I'm seeing kind of is working, and the next area I am looking at is this area here of the lower 105 levels. Then if that comes out breaking, go to the 104.5 areas, 103 areas, and you could just keep going down. But we could even put the fibs in, and look, the 103 high areas match the 1618, so that could be maybe your possible target for this week. But yeah, as I said, a lot of momentum for this week to continue. We've got the stimulus package as well expiring this Friday, expected on Monday to come out today. Will the stimulus package be carrying on? And as well as that, there have been talks of lowering it from 600 a week to 200. Bearing in mind there are 20 million people in America on these stimulus packages as well, and unemployment as well is something we should be looking at. Will we get a dovish start from FOMC? Maybe, probably that could reach euro going to the 118. As I said, tech earnings as well. Nasdaq is at a key area which I'm looking at. And last week I gave the currencies of Aussie Kiwi. The week before I gave Euro Swiss. Listen, I'm not going to give a currency this week. I'm actually going to give the indices. Look at the indices and see what's happening, because it's at a crucial area. Thank you very much for tuning. I hope you have a great week ahead, and take care.